What's up everybody and welcome back to Farming Sim, and I'm joined by David.
Hey everyone,
So,
back on the farm. Now, you got harvesting to do, I'm going to make a start on planting a field of potatoes, I think.
okay.
Actually, I've still got a vegetable planter here, so it'd be interesting. So what have we got? This is a problem because I certainly have like a couple of different series on the go. Remembering what applies to which one can be difficult. So I've got a big field of carrots over there, we've got parsnips down there. Did we put spinach back on one in the end, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Don't know.
The beet spinach.
Right, so I'm gonna I'll do the rice paddies, and...
Yeah, so you'll need a tractor and a trailer, there's plenty of spare tractors.
I already got tractor and trailer.
Have you? Oh, okay. Haha! No surprise if we get to see which tractor you picked, eh?
Where do you think it's parked?
Did I not park it there last time? What was
No, I took the ripper off. It was on,
right.
Ripper was on it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I took the ripper off and then parked the ripper up and grabbed it and put the trailer on.
Fair enough.
So did we discuss the Scottish map? Have we discussed the Scottish map?
We've talked about it sort of in passing. I don't know if we've had anything official yet. Certainly we've had nothing before. I don't know if you saw Dagwin had put a load of videos from FarmCon. We had none of his commentary on it, were just the videos.
No.
Yeah, showing like some of the vehicle detail. Like I say, it pretty much seems to be confirmed at this point that stars align is Mercedes joined in the game. Like I say, the MB tractors.
Yeah.
Now whether it's also, I'm hoping for stuff like maybe Unimogs, maybe a Zetos truck, maybe even an Actros.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's when you think about it, because me and you were talking about it not that long ago. What could stars align mean? And what's Mercedes' logo?
The
Three-pointed star.
Three-pointed star.
So it's, when you think about it, it's clever.
Well, the thing was, it got us speculating to possible of GPS.
Yeah, because that's what, to me, what in stars applies to farming. Well, GPS and stuff.
Yeah, satellite.
I must admit, my brain didn't go to Mercedes, but then again, I don't think many people's would have done.
No.
It was only because, and I can't help but think it was deliberate on Giants' part, that when they showed this shot, and it was a shot, the MB track was just sat in the shed, but it was just far enough forward that you could see the front of it.
Yeah.
And I just can't for 1 second think that was accidental.
I doubt it. It was a clever hidden thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I say, I know there's been mods of them, but I've said to you, Giants generally don't use mods in their official.
No, we know.
Oh. Now
we know they don't, but it was just...
It's an interesting, like I say, it's a very interesting one because that means that we've gained Ford recently, we've gained Merc, we're gaining Merc. We're getting a lot of the more well-known names, like the more well-known names probably outside of the farming world.
Yeah.
And it leaves interesting because obviously the second they're officially in game, that throws it open to the modders a bit easier.
Yeah.
For licensed vehicles, so it's all good news in my opinion. And like I say, and the other thing is, it appears that there's a lot of JCB fast tracks in this update, including the older one. Now I love the older one; it was a great mod in 22 for the fast track 150. So it looks interesting because there's about 3 videos on Dag's channel. I'm sorry to promote another channel, but and he's like, because it covers like the fishing boat and everything, and I am liking what I'm seeing.
But the problem is do I want to look at it? or do I want to wait and discover for myself because of what the future plan I've got?
I mean, that is entirely up to yourself. I can't sort of guide you either way on that. I mean, I will say I am planning to play that map. Like I say, if you're going to do a series on it, that is more than...
I wasn't revealing what I was going to do.
By the time this video comes out, you should already have started whatever you're doing with a bit of luck.
Yeah.
Is that a valid point?
Yeah.
Don't forget we are recording these things quite a bit in advance.
I know, but
And I must admit, I'm already thinking about what my next thing is going to be after Riverbend. I've got a couple of ideas.
well,
Now, if you want to...
I said to him last night that by the time the reason why I don't want to sort of put it in stone is because there might be, when I get back, I might end up start streaming 4 times
Yeah.
a week.
Hey, no, look. And we will say this now, folks. Anybody watching this, if it hasn't happened, it hasn't happened. If Chris doesn't do a series on that Scottish map, I might pick one up. I mean, I'm looking at an Irish map, a modded map called Lady Hill. Which looks to me very interesting, and I'm thinking about that as my next.
Yeah, I mean...
When Riverbend does come to an end, which I feel like I'm into the final plays of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've never set like it's going to end at this point, because it'll end when I feel like I've explored what the map has to offer.
Yeah.
But
And
I'm
the
already sort of thinking...
Well, the problem is with this series as well, it's like, when do we end this? Because there might come a point...
I mean, to me with this, once the temple's finished...
Well, yeah.
What I then would like to do, and it's going to be difficult because the game has made it difficult, I would like to go and do all the... get the collectibles.
I'm unsure if we'll find... You know, I mean, I'm unsure we'll find them without... with us just...
Maybe we will end up having to use a guide.
We might have.
But, I mean, if we do, we do. But that would be sort of what I'd like to see. And then once we've done that, yeah, I would think Riverbend, we'll sort of explored everything we can. Now, I think after that, our next joint thing I'd like to see is try and get back to competitive.
No.
I'm itching for another crack at that. Yeah, I know that, but we'd have to just see what we could do, what was available to us. You know, but I'm not...
Oh, yeah. I'd like to do another competitive multiplayer, because we did...
And I've already given you, I think I have a map in mind that I don't think it'd be too bad. I did tell you about a while ago. The Riverview, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, I've had a look.
To be honest, that Lady Hill one would probably not be bad for. I think that's the one that Daggerwind and Chainsaw are currently using. But I like the idea because I've never actually really done like a British or Irish map. I mean, I dabbled with I don't think it ever made air, did it? I did a couple of series of Calmsden back on 22.
No, I never did.
But I think I deleted it again and then moved on to other things. I just fields that big were difficult to solo, single player.
Well, see, the thing that... Obviously, I never said what it was. The thing is, I know we've talked about a multiplayer RimWorld.
Yeah.
But obviously, Odyssey's coming out pretty soon. And it's like I said to Tim last night while we were doing a bit of satisfactory work again.
The thing is, don't forget, we did test the multiplayer mod and it didn't overly work for us. One of the reasons why we didn't do a lot with it was because the mod didn't actually work the best if memory serves. Now it's probably improved since we did that.
No,
Don't get me wrong.
that was Long Drive.
I thought RimWorlds had similar.
No, it didn't.
Oh, no, sorry, I do apologise, Tynan.
No, the multi
The long drive one, yeah, that one. I remember that one was an issue.
The Long Drive didn't. The multiplayer mod for RimWorld worked. It was the fact that the DLC was what let that down.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that was the fact that you wouldn't need all the DLC for the multiplayer mod, but to get the most out of the game,
Yeah.
you all need the DLC.
At this point, I think I'm 2 DLC packs behind.
Well, you'll be free soon.
Yeah, I'll be 3 by that point. I mean, as it stands at the point we're talking now.
I mean, obviously, I'll be aware when the next DLC comes out. And, you know, I'm thinking about, what I'm thinking about when I come back. Obviously, if it hasn't happened, it hasn't happened, but if it has, it'll be on the YouTube, is doing a bit like what Failrest does, where he does what he does with the anomaly stuff.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a committed run.
Nice.
Whether it's not going to be as heavily modded, there is going to be a couple of mods that I'm going to use if they've been updated by that time. I need one of the mods to work before I even start, and that's the Prep Carefully mod. Because I have a character preset saved. I just need to change the names.
Well, like I say, I had my little RimWorld series, you know, well, a long time ago on the channel at this point. It's a great little series. I do love RimWorld. You know, you see me playing it quite a bit when I'm messing about.
I mean, this is going to be a committed run, but it's going to be...
I always run commitment mode. I must admit, I never do
No.
reload.
In terms of storyteller, I'm going to make sure I suffer. Put it that way. Because, you know, I know... I'm not saying I don't know, you know, it's not like I don't know how to play the game. Whether I'm any good at the game or not is to be seen.
Yeah, I'm guessing that'll figure it out for you.
But I'm basically going to be brutal in myself. To the point of I know sort of at this point I know what storyteller I want, I know what difficulty mode I want. It's been tested, it works, it's just a case of mods that I need.
The world's gonna burn, eh?
But the committed save I've got going at the moment is my playthrough, personally, and testing playthrough. Nobody's died yet. And what I mean by nobody's died yet is I got about a 7 for... I know you can get up to 10,000 points. I got a 7,500 point raid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Usually by that point it's sappers or something like that as well, which makes it a double arse to deal with.
Didn't run any of the archaeology stuff, so hadn't poked any monoliths, hadn't done any things like that. And I got to say, even for my system, I was pushing the game because it lagged a little bit.
It's a game that likes doing that.
Yeah. And there was about 40 people.
Oof, yeah.
Against us.
Yeah.
Basically the group of people I've got set. Because at that point I hadn't even finished building my prison cells. So I'm like, shit, this could go completely tits up.
Takes a lot of careful micromanaging at that point. This is where the ability to pause time and look at the situation comes in very handy.
Oh, you can do.
That's what I'm saying, that's where it becomes very handy.
I mean,
you can just stop, pause.
I'm waiting for him to be able to breach my defences. I have my Mechanator. I have my mechs. Granted, my Mechanator I keep back slightly. They're on range. The mechs are front line.
Yeah.
I mean, the mechs do some damage, but I was a little bit nervous, not going to lie about that. I was nervous at this size of this raid.
So at the point we're talking, you've actually not finished the raid yet, have you? You've sort of saved out, still ongoing.
I finished it.
And you won, obviously.
Yeah. But, like you say, there was a lot of careful pausing, micromanagement. There was a lot of tactics being played. The mechs took a lot. It took a lot of damage, didn't destroy though. It didn't manage to kill my big uns. Because I have the big centipede ones.
Yeah.
I kind of could have done with a fucking War Queen or something like that. You know, I could have done with one of the other mechs. You got downed twice, but managed to get
difficult
recovered and back into the action quite quickly. Believe it
or not.
That's
because I'm somebody who never backs away from a fight.
No, it wasn't that. It's the fact that I made sure my best doctors was carrying medicine in their inventory to treat quickly.
Yeah.
That was something I knew I was going to do if I was coming up against a big raid. Make sure everybody's got medicine. Everybody's got medicine, but anybody that is good at doctoring that's not been downed.
A good trick as well is anybody who's even semi-reasonable, allow them to self-tend.
Oh yeah.
It's some of this easy to miss because it's in their own personal menu, not in like the standard one. But anybody who's above like a level 2, give them a few bandages and tell them they can self-tend.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Save you so much time and shit.
But unfortunately, at times, I was having mod conflicts, so it wasn't allowing the self-tend.
Right.
So, at this point of this raid, I was having a mod issue.
Typical, just what you don't need.
Yeah. So, obviously, Tim was my head researcher, but he was also a good doctor. Also the Mechanator, so with him hanging back, he was quite handy to be doctoring. So Tim saved your life, basically.
Don't tell me I now win. Christ. That's all I need.
I got downed twice. And it was you that ended up managing to keep me going. Alan didn't die, but was very close to death. Willow was... She got close to death.
So how many people do you have in the colony? Just like 5?
There's me, you, Alan, Tim, Willow, Beth, my missus, your missus, and I couldn't remember Alan's missus, so I couldn't put her in.
So it's like 8 people.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big colony to be running anyway. In real-world terms, 8 is starting to... In some ways it gets easier when you get to more people because you can get jobs done faster, but it also becomes more of a challenge to sort of manage.
Mm.
I always found the best point to me when a RimWorld colony started really working was when you had enough people you could run a night shift.
Yeah, but nobody's a night owl.
There'll be 1 or 2 that will be able, because I used to have night shifts. All they'd be doing is like cooking, cleaning.
I have bots for that.
But I wasn't.
Not
the
for
time
the-
I didn't have bots or stuff that did those. Kind
Not
of
for
things,
the
so-
cooking. But I have bots for the cleaning.
But that's what my night shift would be doing. Would be doing like the cooking. So by the time everyone got up for the day shift,
Mm.
the freezers would be full of meals again.
Oh, my freezers are stocked at this point.
Mm.
I'm good on food, but it's because of the way the temp is. It doesn't. The meals don't spoil.
But you're playing in a really cold climate.
No. My coolers are set to the point where it freezes.
See when it freezes, basically. Yeah, it freezes.
Yeah.
I always set mine to -19.
I don't. I do 15.
Sorry, I work in commercial catering. Mine are at the legal limit. Mine are at the legal requirement for a freezer.
Yeah, I know, but come on, man.
I can't help it. I'm in that industry. I do it without thinking.
I know, but it was just like -15. It was just a case of it was just a number that worked because of the size of the freezer, and if they open, if they happen to open the door, it wasn't.
My advice for that is I always build freezers the same way. I always have double doors. I have a corridor between the kitchen and the freezer. Because what I usually do, and I'd probably have to draw it for it to make more sense.
I know what
But
you. I've seen you do
what I
it.
always, yeah, where I have a separate little freezer where the meals sit,
Mm.
whereas all the raw food sits back one. But there's like 2 sets of doors between like the heated parts where the colonists would be and the freezers.
Yeah, it's like.
Because that way the freezers don't lose as much temperature
Yeah, but it's like
and they
you
don't cool the kitchen down.
Yeah, it's like you do with the prison cell.
Hmm.
I remember the prison cell. You had a set of double doors. And the thing is, I managed to survive that raid without a kill box.
Now I've never done the kill box style. I must admit that's never been my.
No,
I know a lot of people do, and fair play to those who do, but it's just not the way I like
Alex
to do it.
does the kill box.
Yeah.
But
I almost felt my
he
colony's
has been-
more like a town, or
Yeah, but the problem is he has been getting a 10,000 point. He has been getting 10,000 point raids.
yeah. Well, the last time I caught some of his streams, I think he had like a zombie modded and things like that.
Yeah.
So he was dealing with them kind of things as well.
Well, you deal with shamblers.
Hmm.
Shamblers are effectively zombies. You deal with the shamblers in ideology. Because it's part
Right.
of ideology.
Fair enough.
Anomaly. Ideology is the other one. For fuck's sake. It's part of anomaly.
This is where, like I say, I'm a couple of steps behind, so I don't know it as well as you do.
Well, you've got you had royalty. You've got royalty ideology.
Your ice trailer's full of it, you know.
Biotech. And then we're getting Odyssey. I wonder if it's worth. Is it worth actually re-ripping these rice paddies?
Don't you? Well, we have a direct build, don't we?
Yeah, I know. But I'm just thinking of getting rid of all.
I mean, you can if you want. It's no big. It's not gonna make any. Not gonna do any hurt. Let's put it that way.
The problem is how I don't know how full that rice trailer is.
It's full.
It's full.
It's full, yeah.
Shit. I don't know what to do because I've still got like 83% here. Got another 83%. Unless you just bring me another. Unless I get another. Another tractor and trailer and.
We don't even know. To be honest with you, you always don't drop that trailer off.
Hmm.
You know, just drop that trailer off and then go and get another trailer with that tractor if you wanted to.
Yeah, but it's got to go down the canning factory though, hasn't it?
Yeah, we'll need to eventually.
Wrong button. Yeah, but I'm gonna need I'm gonna need a trailer for the oats. Hence why I said about a TARDIS trailer. To use that, but I should have used that for the rice, really. Alright, just dump that. Dump it in.
Doesn't the rice will doesn't the silo the rice will take the saddle and the silo will take rice, will it?
I think so. Yeah, we have got to some flowers.
Yeah, we have literally one right next to the farm. The only way you're going to find out really is by taking a
trailer.
Take the trailer over there and see if it'll take it or not. Because honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head if they can or they can't. I don't think they can.
Well, we used to.
I'm ready to prove it wrong.
Well, we used to put rice in silo, didn't we?
I don't think we did. No, I don't think we ever have done. I could be wrong. I could very easily be wrong, but I think I have it in my head that we couldn't.
No, we might find out.
Here goes nothing. As he's now dumping rice all over the floor. The farmyard looked like a wedding.
Why do people use rice at weddings?
Because birds eat it, don't they?
True.
I think that's why, because it used to be like, you know, confetti or paper. I think at least rice, whilst there's some wildlife out there, will eat it.
Yeah.
So it's not considered like a total pollution.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I could be wrong, but that's... Makes logical sense.
That took a while. Harvest yields.
So did the silo actually take it?
Tell you in a minute.
Oh right, I thought the way you said that took a while, I thought you were thinking that you got there.
No, I've just got to remember that. See, I know he says that he likes the bloody farmyard compact, but
I just like watching you. I just like watching you suffer.
I'll give you watch me suffer. What are you doing?
Sorry, I just slipped my headset off my head for a second. My ear was itching.
Yeah, long grain rice will go.
Whoa, Christ!
What?
As I take my headset off, I must have managed to knock my volume wheel up slightly, so you've just blown my eardrums out.
Sorry.
You will be. It wasn't you, I can't blame you, can I?
No, because I wasn't exactly. I'm not exactly. Didn't exactly shout at you.
No, I think as I moved my headset, I must have. The squirrel wheels on the back of this headset. I must have knocked it. It did tear the rice. Okay, fair enough. Oh, good.
Yeah,
Handy to know.
long grain rice can be stored in.
Ah, good. That's
Well,
alright then.
I haven't put it in there, but I know it can be stored in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I need to get it down to the can factory. Technically, you know what? It's going to save a lot of fucking around if it works.
Repeat that.
You what?
I said, sorry, you'll have to repeat that.
I was talking to myself, sort of.
Okay, then. No, I literally had to. I think it's because I've not got my hair tied back. I think my hair must have gone into my ear.
Oh, God.
Annoyed me.
No, don't worry, guys. He's not a woman. He just has a ponytail.
Yeah, I just have long hair. So, I don't have a ponytail right now because it's not tied back. It's just.
And the way my skin is, like skin condition, I couldn't have long hair. My fucking hair was greasy as fuck.
Yeah, I've had it for that long now. It's. So here I am, still planting potatoes. The AI is still planting red beets. I think I may have gone overboard with the red beets, but we've now got that big soup factory though, haven't we? So at least we'll have plenty to make that with.
Drop that trailer off. Pick the other rice trailer up.
Like I say, we've got the sugar mill now, which is working away. The potato plant will be, we just need to get some oil into it, which, like I say, my plan is to try and get enough stuff sold and buy the oil mill before the sunflowers are ready.
Yeah, now.
Well, it's 240,000 we're currently, so we need another 110,000, which I can probably go and get that right now from the sawmill, but I'm busy planting potatoes at the moment.
And what, we're about 2 grow stages off the sunflowers being ready?
Looks like it, yes. I got a little bit of time yet. I've got time to start out and plan this full Irish breakfast.
If we didn't actually have a baler and a wrapper sat right at this end,
it'd be a lot easier.
It'd be a lot easier.
Well, the baler and the wrapper can be moved.
I know, but we just don't have the It's in space. Oh, I'm so glad I've switched on.
Just move things around by hand.
No, I did the trick I did last time and got the frigging trailer caught in that water. The
Oh, God.
water tank.
You muppet. I think he used to drive for a living.
Yeah, well. So glad that the trailer actually did put a non-clipping of the silos.
Yeah,
Right.
can be handy at times.
I might as well do the odds and then I can get all the fields ripped.
Yeah, and then either back end of today or next time, they'll be ready to replant with whatever we decide. I don't know what we're planting on them. I mean, if we're planning for the oil factory, maybe we're doing us like some canola and that, then we can just hit the oil factory with everything. Yeah, it's not the biggest field, is it? But no, it would work for that. Before you ask, I was trying to pick just the seeds up and was struggling with the auto-load, so I didn't bring everything.
I guessed.
It's mainly the seeds I need,
But why didn't you take the dragon?
I didn't think about it. I just had to tell you that I tabbed and ended up in the Arctic, so I used it.
I say the dragon's full of
It's got seeds on the back. Yeah, now you've said it, I've remembered.
seeds. It's sat in the yard.
Because that's too obvious, that's too easy. That's what they expect me to do. I don't like doing what they expect me to do.
I know. Right, let's go and do
Excuse
it.
me. At least the oats only took the grain mill, which is just up the road.
I know, but I still need to deliver the rice.
What's the grain mill to be?
Plus the grain mill pretty full at the minute.
It's just got wheat in it, he said to distribute, so I'll be dumping all that in the canning factory. Yeah, it is.
What's on field A at the moment?
Field 8. What did we put on field 8? I think, was it not wheat? I think field 8's meant to be our next field of chicken food.
Yeah, it is.
It's wheat on there. I think there's parsnips down on 12. There's carrots on 13 and 14. The potatoes are going on 5. So we've got a nice range of stuff going down.
What the fuck's on 1 and 2?
Spinach.
Alright, okay.
Popeye's favourite.
Yeah, we don't actually have any canola.
That's what I'm saying. Field 3 might be a good candidate for that once you've... Oh, and 36 has green beans on it, doesn't it? Is that green beans? No, it's peas. 36 is taking the pea, literally. There is a couple of fields need fertilising, which I'll get on to once I've done this, or you, whichever one gets done first. You remember you at this, right?
At the moment, I'm still...
Yeah, I know, but I've got a lot of potatoes I have to put in the ground.
Yeah. Then I need to...
I keep this, I'll change my name to Lineker.
And once I've done this, I need to... transport the goods and the rice.
Yeah.
And then start re-ripping stuff.
Yeah, so plenty for us to do. Even if there's only 2 of us to do it, we'll get through it.
Because obviously we want to be careful, we're not overreaching ourselves with there's only been 2 of us.
But you won't, because the thing is we have withering off and everything.
No, I know.
So we're not going to overreach. It's not like things are going to go to spoil on us.
which is kind of lucky.
I play with me online, not single player, because it's one of the things. If I get something badly wrong in a field with us, that's life. You know, I try and just take that as a.
Yeah, I know.
It happened in one Riverbend episode because I didn't keep track of time, and midnight passed while I was still working.
I know, but in terms of us doing this, it's. I mean, it may come a point where we start bringing in seasonal stuff, but it.
Yeah, I'm still debating whether I want to start bringing precision farming in this, but I'm still not entirely sure if the bugs have been fixed yet. So
Still raw.
I haven't heard any updates. It was an interesting line that what's it coming back for the 4th farm sim, eh?
I sent you it.
I know it. That's what I'm saying.
I was about to
Freaking
say
hell.
Straw Harvest coming back.
FS17 wanted the first one that was in.
Yeah, then 19
Then 22, now 25.
at some point.
But to be fair, it makes more sense to bring that back than that emergency pack they did for 22. Don't get me wrong, I dabbled with that and it was certainly interesting, but it just, it was kind of out of place in the game. You know, they weren't willing to go whole hog of like, well, your whole field's on fire, you need to sort it out or you'll lose the crop. So it kind of felt like, well, what's it doing in this game sort of thing.
I could say that about the Twisters and the Fog. In this game,
I actually don't disagree with you.
They feel really out of place. I know you get them in real life, I'm not discounting that, I just don't see what it adds to the game. Apart from damaging your crops with a hail and stuff like that,
The problem is, I've said to you, this is one thing, the problem I have with it is, and it's not that, it's the fact that they did it in such a half-assed method. Because you can do a bit of crop damage, but I'm talking the fact you can't damage buildings, the fact that the AI just carry on, the fact that you can drive through it and be totally unaffected. That's what creates me more than... If they'd have done it and made it a bit more realistic, like I said before, it could have been pop-up.
Yeah.
The tornado hit your barn, you have to pay 10,000 to fix it. And if you don't, you'll be there with a barn that's damaged and a little marker that every time you walk past it will allow you to fix it. You know, it didn't need to be like a massive animator, or even... Actually, I hadn't thought this on that. Well, imagine if they did that, like your barn's been damaged, you need 4 pallets of wood to fix it.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got your sawmill, you'd have to go and get yourself some wood.
Maybe off...
Like how you do the self-build barns now.
Yeah, or off some of the dead trees.
Yeah. Or, you know, you need, you know, 4 pallets of wood, 2 pallets of roofing tiles to fix your... Or make it up, you can pay X amount of money or get these materials.
Yeah.
That would actually have been a really cool idea that I've literally just thought.
Yeah, but unfortunately...
That's not what they did, no.
No. It's...
Because those self-built barns are not worth doing.
I don't know, never...
No, you end up literally putting about £200,000 worth of material into them. To get a barn which you buy for about 40 grand. You know what I mean? It's one of those. If you factor in what you could have sold the products for that you put into it.
Yeah.
So they cost you about 200 grand to do. And they're just, you know, they're just standard barns, you know.
It just, I don't know, it just feels like there's... $22 was good. 25 step backwards.
It has some notable improvements.
Like?
The production lines are far more thought through and you've got things like, I know they had this a little bit in 22, where they've gone further, stuff like the temple on this map, the museum in Riverbend, the extra side projects, the extra stuff you can do.
Yeah, that's over.
No, but I'm saying it's been certainly far more expanded on.
Yeah, but
I think Silverwood was sort of them testing that theory.
it worked.
Well, exactly, that's why. Well, say I didn't actually realise so recently on Riverbend there's about 3, because there's obviously there's the museum,
Carriages.
there's carriages, there's a playground,
Yeah.
there's a playground toy maker.
Hmm.
That one, I tell you what, I didn't realise. I just happened to supply it the stuff. It cost me 150 grand to buy the toy maker.
Yeah.
The first one it did sold for 174,000.
Hmm.
And then there were 150,000 roughly each. So it's like there's big profit in that bug. I wish I'd found that about 3 years sooner in game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's stuff like that, and I like the little touches like that actually, because they're the kind of things that give you something else to focus on.
Well, it was like Silver Run was the main thing with the roller coaster, but we were doing the yachts.
You were doing the. Well, the thing was, and we've gone over this before, like, but Silver Run, and I actually said this recently in a Riverbend episode I've recorded. Silver Run to me went too far down the forestry route. There wasn't a lot of farmland, and
Well, they said that.
whereas I feel like on 25, these two maps, Riverbend and Hutan, have actually got the balance a lot better. Because there is plenty of forestry land if you want to do. If you're one of the people who likes forestry in the game, there's plenty you can do. I'm one of these people, I don't particularly like it, but it's a part of what I want to achieve. You know what I mean? If I want to do what I want to do in the game, I need to engage with it.
Well, you need it for the temple.
Yeah. But not only that, there's other little bits and pieces. Like, to be honest with you, even once you've done that, it's a great money spinner.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Well,
I say, like on this we're making prefab walls, we don't need them.
no.
But they sell for really strong money.
Well, come the next Farm Sim game,
See what happens. We're a long way off that. I think you were right. You and I will be 28 before we get another one. I don't think.
27, won't it?
Well, no, we went 22 to 25, didn't we?
So they had... yeah, because they usually have mobile versions and shit between, don't they?
Well, we had 23, didn't we?